Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most important and beginner-friendly concepts in Python, classes and objects. If you ever wondered how Python makes real-world modeling so easy, this is the video for you. And let's get started. In today's video, first I will give you a brief introduction about object-oriented programming language, then we will discuss about defining a class, then creating the objects, then we'll talk about constructors, at the end we will talk about instance attributes, and we will wrap up the whole video with a quick summary of the things that we have learned in today's video. So let's dive into the video. Let's start with a quick question. Have you ever played a video game where every character has its own name, power, and skills? That's exactly what object-oriented programming or OOP helps us do in code. In object-oriented programming, we use classes to define what something is and objects to bring them to life with actual data. It's like giving superpowers to your code by organizing it smartly. First, let's learn about defining a class. Okay, think of a class as a recipe. You write down the ingredients and steps, but nothing gets cooked until you actually use the recipe. In Python, a class is where we define the structure, what data it should have, and what it should be able to do. Here's an example. We have created a class called car, but right now it's just an empty shell. We will make it useful soon. Basically, class is the blueprint of the actual structure. Now it's time to turn that recipe into real dish. An object is like the real cake you bake using your recipe, or in our case, an actual car you built from the design. When we write car1, that is defining an object is equal to car class, we are telling Python, hey, create a real car from this blueprint. The cool part, we can make as many cars as we want, right? Each with different colors, models, and features.
Now let's understand class and object with a simple example. For defining the class, we have to use class keyword. Then while naming the class, always remember you have to name the class as case sensitive, which means the first letter of our class name has to be capital. After defining the class name, then inside this, I just want to add a start function. Always remember that in the class, functions act as methods. I just want to print a simple statement stating so basically I have created a blueprint for my car and I want to print it's a car design on the output screen. Now let's run this and see what happens. Here you could see nothing has printed because we didn't use object. Object, this is just a blueprint and blueprint will not printed in on the output screen. To print the printing statement on the output screen, we have to use objects. Object is like giving a life to the blueprint. So let us define an object. While defining, always remember we have to first define any variable or any name we can give on the left hand side, which is equal to the our class name. Then I have to initiate my function and boom, this will print the printing statement on the output screen. To get that, we have to initialize this. With this statement, you are calling the printing statement which will get printed on the output screen. I hope you have understood class and object. Now let's move further.
Alright, so how do we give our car its unique features like model and year? That's where the magical constructor method comes in. The syntax of constructor method is double underscore init double underscore. It's like a welcome ceremony for every object. As soon as you create an object, this method is automatically called to assign the values. Think of it like setting up a new phone. Choosing the wallpaper, name, and ringtone right after unboxing.
Let's talk about the constructors, and this is the syntax double score init double score to define a constructor. So let me explain you this with a simple code. First, let me define my class. I'm again naming it as car. Now I am initializing my constructor. In this I'm going to write self. Then I just wanted to print a simple statement. Okay. Now to get this printing statement on output screen, I should have object, right? Let me create two objects and I will show you how this actually works. Let me name my first object as C, which is initialized to the car. Again I'm creating another object D, initializing again it to the car. Let's see after running this code. Here you can see I didn't call the function. I didn't say C dot and name that function like how I did earlier. I just define my objects and automatically it has run. It has first initiated to the constructor and whatever statement was present, I got twice because I have used two objects. This is a specialty of constructor. There's no need of defining again. If you have a constructor, then automatically the code first runs the constructor and whatever is present in there, it first gets printed. This is a specialty of constructor. I hope you have understood.
Coming to the last topic that we are going to learn in today's video, that is instance attribute. Every object is different, just like every person is unique. Instance attributes are the values or data specific to each object. If I create two cars, one red and one blue, those cars are stored inside their own objects and Python keeps track of them separately. All of this magic happens using self, which simply refers to this object inside the class. And that is what instance attribute actually is.
Let me explain you instance attribute with simple code example. Now I'm again going to define a class. I'm going to name it as car. I want to show you the details of the car. So I am using detail function. Always remember instance attribute means the first parameter has to be self. Self is nothing but the object that we are using. I want to show you the brand and as well as the color of the car. Then we have to define it like this. This is nothing but it tells us that the object's brand is nothing but the brand that we have given. We have used brand parameter, right? So we're just telling them that the object brand is the brand that we are going to give in the further video. Same with the color. Now I don't want to print separately. I just want to give a simple statement. For that I'm using self again. Just wanted to print simply. I'm using format while printing this. I just want a simple print statement at the end. I don't want it to print separately. So because of which I am using another attribute. I'm using another function that is show. Now let us create an object. I'm giving it a name as C, calling my class, and I want it to print the details. So I didn't give the details earlier, right? Now I will give my details. So let us consider Toyota car and color is blue. Let's see will it print the statement or not. Here you can see it has printed the final printing state. Basically in constructor, after defining the object, it directly goes and checks whatever is present in the constructor area. But for instance attribute, it is not like that. You have after defining the object, you have to give the function name. Then only it will execute whatever things are present in the function. This is how instance attribute works. I hope you have understood.
Let's do a quick recap. A class is like design or plan. An object is real instance of the design. Constructors helps us set up each object with custom data. Instance attributes make each object unique. Now that you know the basics, you are ready to build your own smart real-world Python program. Are you guys ready? I am also ready. If you have any queries, comment down below. And that's the wrap for today's session. I hope this video helped you understand how Python's object-oriented programming works in a simple and practical way. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and drop a comment below telling me what class you are going to build first. Maybe a student class or a dog class. I would love to see your creativity. See you in the next video and as always, happy coding. Until then, bye.